That's what I'm talking about. There's our guy, live from Western New York, Josh Allen, looking good, looking warm. How are you, dude?
I'm doing good. That intro never gets old, by the way. I freaking love it.
It's fun,
Good to
right?
be
It's this
back
old 8-bit
in town,
Nintendo.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I bet it is. Josh, it's like I feel like I'm on the red carpet right now. Josh, who are you
yeah. This is my buddy Daniel Ricciardo, F1 driver. He's got his own
Yeah.
line of gear, and every time something drops, I go on and I try to purchase as much stuff as possible because he sells out all of his merchandise. Like literally,
Oh
it
my
is
gosh.
picked from head to toe in every single size. So as soon as the drop, I get the email. I go straight to the website. I try to buy as much as I can.
Why is he your guy of all the drivers?
So, believe it or not, I went to Monaco Grand Prix a few years ago, and I met his strength coach. His name's Michael, and
Okay.
for some odd reason, they wanted to start watching NFL football, and they became fans of Buffalo. They were part of Bill's Mafia, and they actually purchased my jerseys before like we had ever met each other. So it was just this weird kind of like I don't know coincidence. And then his agent and my agent are like best friends, so we've got a
Oh my
connection
gosh.
there. And then we spent some time together, and I mean he's awesome. I freaking love the dude. What a personality! After obviously watching Drive to Survive,
Yeah.
everybody sees the type of person that he is and the energy that he has. So he's the same way, off camera as he is on camera. It's really awesome to be one acquaintances, friend. Like we text each other quite a bit. I freaking love the dude.
Oh, that's awesome. And his stuff looks great. You look good in it. You look totally comfortable.
It is fantastic stuff. So go buy your Daniel Ricciardo merch.
No doubt. That's Josh's guy. Maybe you'll run into him again in the offseason. I'm glad you're here for a bunch of reasons. I need you to help me figure something out. We asked this in the basement yesterday. Guys, bring up the video. Somebody in your organization is out of their mind. Josh, who the hell is driving that car with the glacier on top of it? Who is that?
I wish I could tell you. I saw that video yesterday. Obviously
Yeah,
circulating around Twitter and all the other social media
yeah.
platforms, but I want to think that's Matt Milano, maybe.
Really?
Now my car, I can send you a couple pictures of my car right now of what mine looked like. Again, I can't think people. They came out. There was people that lived close by. There was like high school football
Yeah,
players that came and dug our cars out. Obviously, with the weather and what's going on here in Buffalo, obviously we're praying for and thinking about all the families
no
that are
doubt.
being severely impacted. It
Right.
it wasn't fun. I'll tell you that. Like obviously staying in Chicago wasn't the greatest holiday gift, but we
Yeah.
were assured when we got back to Buffalo that the driving conditions were safe to get home, and obviously everybody made it back to their places and got to spend some time with their families. But just really, really sad scenes right now coming out of Buffalo, and I'm praying for the city and for people that are being affected by this because uh, it's not very good.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I do, and I saw that Steph tweeted something similar, and that the team's been doing this. And there's a lot of levity and fun that you guys have been through with the weather this season, but there's a very serious side of what's going on in Western New York right now. And I know it means a lot to hear that from you. Take me to Chicago. So there's a whole game aspect of it. And you guys go get this big win against the Bears. But then take me into this world, because as far as I understand it, you were supposed to come home after the game on Saturday night, which was Christmas Eve. And then because Buffalo's airport shut down, you couldn't. How did you find out? And what was that whole process like?
Yeah, obviously the game had just ended. We're in the locker room, and typically coach will break it down right away. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't there right away, and I think guys just like, okay, I think we understand what's
Mm,
going on. And again, the organization, they were doing everything in their power to get us home safely because you know our families, our friends are here in Buffalo, and obviously the holidays are a special time that you want to spend with them. But again, safety being first, you know, being smart about where we were flying, how we were going to get back. Obviously, the roads weren't in great condition. But again, when we landed the next day in Rochester, one to see a bunch of Bills fans there, that was pretty cool. And then two, making our way back, in a safe manner. I think that was of the utmost importance for obviously our organization's ideas and thoughts, and just trying to keep players safe.
It's the safety is first, and you guys accomplish that. You end up having to stay the night in my hometown of Chicago overnight. So I imagine the silver lining, everyone wants to be home, but you're there with your brothers, you're there with your team. So you go out and you make a night of it best as you can. Whose idea was it? Who was the ringleader? And like, where did you guys go? What'd you do?
Yeah, we Chad Hall, our receivers coach, had
Yeah,
talked to me right after the game. It was just like, hey, I know a few people that are connected, and have a bar here in Chicago that we could potentially go to. So I call I'm shouting out Barstool Big Cat right now. I called him, and
that's
he
the man.
hooked me up with the owner, and we kind of figured out a way to get a few people in to serve for us. And
Yeah,
the Bills, we wanted everybody there in the organization that wanted to spend time together, obviously the holidays. So it was just a way to be with our family away from our family. So it was a really, really fun night that we tried to keep the vibes high and keep our minds off of what was going on. But it was. I appreciate those guys for opening up for us, and the owner there, and helping us have a good time.
were you tending bar? We're seeing a picture of you behind bar. Did you sling drinks?
I was, little short staff, so I had to help out in any way I could.
Do you know how to do that? Like, have you ever bartended or anything, or like even waited tables or anything? It's a tough thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I waited tables at my mom's restaurant for a while. And again, I grew up in a household where we had a bar outside, a bar inside, a bar upstairs. Like, I was always serving drinks to
Cool.
family and friends. So, but it was the first time I got to use one of those little fountain things, which you see them grab a drink and then press soda. I thought that was pretty cool. That was on my bucket list that I got to cross off.
Hell yes. So if you grew up having bars in your house and working bars, put it this way: if I was to sit down across from a bar with you right now, and you were just going to make something, you're like, you're going to love this. This is a drink I just kill. You're going to absolutely love this. What would you make?
Oh, I don't know about all that. I'll give you. I don't know. I got some good whiskey. I'll just serve you whiskey neat.
Nice. Is that your drink? Is that your go-to? And is it bourbon, scotch? What are you into?
Yeah, I'm a bourbon guy right now, and I think it kind of goes and flows. I don't drink often, but I like to have friends over, and I like to host, and it's a common trade in a lot of different people's lives and cultures, and it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, it is. And bourbon neat is undefeated. It can't be beaten. It's timeless. It'll be drinking 100 years from now. We should, dude. Let's have a bourbon neat sometimes. I'm totally into it. That's my drink too.
Next time you're in Buffalo, we'll open up a good bottle. I got
Oh, hell
some good
yes.
ones that have been gifts that are on the top shelf in my basement
Mhm.
that I won't open until something really good happens, and I think we all know what that is in February.
So do you have a special bottle in the event that you need and you accomplish all your goals and you celebrate? There's a particular bottle for that?
Yes, there is.
What's
Yeah.
the bottle?
It's a Michter's 20 year. I was sent a couple by a couple of my buddies that I went to open it one night, and I just wanted to Google it just because I just got into kind of the bourbon game, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to Google it to make sure I wasn't opening something crazy, and I decided to put it back and not open it. So that one's up there, and that one's a good one. I got a few more other ones, obviously, but we accomplished our goals. It'll be a good time.
That's going to be a great time. I love that you have that bottle, and you should. Why not? Leave it up there. You get it all done. You treat yourself. You've earned it. Quickly on the Bears game, my favorite play of the game was you guys, fourth quarter, red zone. You call a bootleg. You hit the Jets. Great looking touchdown. Did you even consider throwing on that play?
I did. I want to throw it. I think it was either Dawson or Gabe that was running. Obviously, they kind of took that away, and just it's really the throw or the run, and just try to find a way to score touchdowns. Actually, didn't play as good as I would like to have played.
I understand.
Whether, when, this, that, it is what it is. We persevered, but our defense stepped up. They played a hell of a game. Our special teams played a heck of a game, and just found a way to win. And obviously, that's third AFC East title in a row. Obviously, it's fun. It's hard. It's hard to do. It's hard to win in this league, and you want to celebrate those times. But we've been in this situation before, and we've got bigger goals to accomplish. And I know it's a hat and T-shirt game, and I said it after the game. I'm tired of these hats and T-shirts. I don't want the AFC East ones anymore. I want some other ones, and that's the mindset that our team has right now.
It's true. I mean, it's probably really cool the first time you get the AFC East one, and oh my God, the Bills won the East, and you're so happy. Third time through, you got your eye on some different shirts and hats. I totally get it. Before we put the Bears to bed, there was an interesting article in the Chicago Tribune, and it was about Justin Fields. And I know you love quarterbacks, and I saw you talk to him after the game. And the idea was Josh Allen is what Justin Fields could become in a few years. These are big athletes who run well and throw well. Do you see that in him? Do you see the kind of potential to do what you're doing right now in Fields?
Well, again, I think everybody's their own guy. I don't think he's going to be the next me. I think he's going to be the next him. And he's a special talent. He really is. He can spin the rock. Obviously, you see what he can do in the open field running wise. And, as quarterbacks, we don't want to be known as running quarterbacks. We want to be quarterbacks that can run. And obviously, that's the progression that is next for him. And, I got no doubt that, he'll be there. He's a special talent, and he seems like a really good kid, and the organization and the teammates love him. He works hard. He doesn't complain. I'm obviously pulling for him. I'm a big fan of his.
You always make the point he's trying to be the next Justin Fields, not the next Josh Allen. When you were coming up, was there a name that you would hear like Josh Allen could project to be this or be the next this? Were people trying to put you in a mold?
Well, I think in Buffalo it was the next Jim Kelly. I think everybody here kept saying that, and obviously just because of how high I was drafted and comparing that to him, and obviously the success that Jim had here, and the legacy that he still holds, and it's really cool. I've been able to obviously develop a relationship with Jim, and he's freaking awesome. He texts me all the time, and we've shared a lot of laughs together, some dinners, and some charity stuff, and he does so much good for the community and the battles and the stuff that he's gone through, and the support that Buffalo's given him, and the love that he's given back. It's been really awesome. But I think that's probably the biggest name that I've been compared to here.
It's a great comparison. I know Jim a little bit too. Back to the whiskey thing, not a newcomer to the bourbon like you are. Like Jim can hang and he can throw them back, dude.
I've seen it. I've seen it in person. So he's awesome.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Talking about comps and comparisons and quarterback stuff. After that Bears game, there's this really cool thing that went out, and the Bills helped put it out. You had your 172nd total touchdown, 172, and you passed Dan Marino as the most ever in the first 5 years of a career. And there's a list, and it's Peyton, and it's Patrick Mahomes, and all these people, but it's Marino, and it's you. It's got to be a pretty cool moment for you, for the kid who grew up playing football in the backyard.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a cool stat. I think the reason, like, my job is to score touchdowns. That's the job of the quarterback, to lead, offenses on touchdown drives. And I guess I'm doing my job. Obviously, there's some things that I wish I could have back, and some turnovers that I wish didn't happen. But at the end of the day, like, it's cool. But I'm just trying to win football games.
When does the moment come, Josh, where you're like, hell yeah, what I just did is amazing. I'm awesome. My team's awesome, but also I've worked my ass off and I'm awesome. When is that moment? Because you are almost maddeningly modest. And I think it's a great trait in a quarterback, but there's got to become a moment where you're like, bleep, yeah, I did this.
Yeah, February 14th.
Valentine's Day?
No, I believe or is it the 13th this year? The Super Bowl.
Is it in Arizona?
Yeah, that's where it would be. So that's the moment I could, if we can accomplish our goals, and that's our goal that we set out to do every single year. But until we get one of those, that's nothing else on my mind.
when people are actors or they're in any profession, they kind of dream about winning the Oscar. I used to give the Oscar speech in the mirror when I was like 21 and stupid and stuff. Either when you were a kid or now, do you dream about or think about like what you'll say in that moment if you could accomplish your goals? And they say, Josh Allen, you were a Super Bowl champion. How does it feel? Do you think about that in your head?
Yeah, I know exactly what I would say.
Do you?
And I can't tell you what I can't tell you what I would say until we're in that moment. But
Of
um,
course.
yeah, I've thought about it and I dream about it. And even as a kid, like I had this book, and it was like the picture book where you put your picture on the back, and it just kind of every page was different, and it was on the football field. And um, at the end, it was like you're on the team's shoulders, and you just won the big game, and that's something I'll never forget. And it's something still, like as a kid, I dreamt about that moment, and I still continue to dream about that moment.
You have it locked and loaded. You know exactly what you're going to say. How long have you had it? Like, when did you know someday when I can do this, this is what I'm going to say? How far back does it go?
When I got into the league,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and obviously like being here in Buffalo, like maybe it would have altered what I would have said if I was somewhere else, but because it's here and I love this place, it's it's unique. It's for Buffalo.
That's awesome. Dude, you have the speech, you have the drink, and now, you just got to put the work in, and I know you will. It's very cool. I'm excited for you. I also know you love football. We talk about it every single week. Your very first playoff game, you lost in part to J.J. Watt, who announced that he's going to be done today. This is going to be his last ride after this season. He's done. What's it like to hear that news?
Again, a guy that's been in the league for quite some time now, and he's dominated for as long as he's been in the league. I saw a stat, his Defensive Player of the Year award. I'm sure he's won a couple of them, but there was one year he
Yeah.
had 20 and a half sacks and so many tackles for loss that he scored 5 touchdowns, and he had a couple interceptions that were returned. Like just like a unbelievable career, Hall of Fame career. Obviously he was in the running to come here to Buffalo a couple years ago. Didn't work out. But congrats to him. Hats off to him for having the career he did. I know he just had a child and got married in the last couple
Yeah.
of years too. So got a lot of life to live after football. And as long as he's happy with that decision, I'm personally happy that I don't get to play him. I don't have to play him anymore. So it's a
No doubt,
win.
dude. It is a win. Elsewhere in the AFC East, I know you have a huge affection for Tua. We've talked about Tua a lot this year. Tua's going through it, and he's being put in the protocol again. And there's this whole discussion about the Dolphins are on the cusp of a playoff bid, but they should just shut him down and they should put him away and they should take care of him. It's such an unsavory story because it's such a good guy. When you hear about this or when you see the headlines, how does it make you feel?
Yeah, I mean I think it's a delicate situation.
Yeah.
There's it's nothing to mess with. Head injuries are nothing to mess with, and I know that we've been kind of branded as reckless in football. I mean, again, it's grown men that are running at high speeds, hit each other, and trying to beat up on each other and win a football game. And again, there's more to life than football at the end of the day. But part of me too is like I know what I signed up for.
Yep.
And I understand like this could be part of the game. Like it's the consequences sometimes of our actions. It's our own bed that we made, and we got to lay in it sometimes. I know what I would be feeling, as a competitor wanting to go back out there. But again, like there's certain times where you're going to have someone else save you from yourself. And I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if this is that type of situation. And again, nobody knows, but really, how he feels, but himself. And sometimes you're going to have to make some really tough decisions. And again,
Mm-hmm.
who knows what happens? I'm praying for him because again, he is such a good person, and he's a hell of a football player. Um, so again, it's so tricky, it's so delicate. No one has the right to say anything about the situation except really him and his loved ones and who he's talking with. And um, yeah, it sucks. It's a product of what we play and the game that we chose to put our lives on the line for, and it's tough. It really is.
It is, and I know you feel for him, and I know you're rooting for him. I join you in that. Josh, before we talk movies, really cool game this weekend. It's Bills Bengals. It's really fun. You've never played against them before in the Joe Burrow era. It's two cool quarterbacks. It's the AFC champions versus the AFC East champions. What has you fired up about this game?
Well, it's our next one. Monday night, that's always fun to play in. It seems like the weather's going to be nice. Finally, I feel like we haven't had a good weather game in quite some time now. That could change. Who knows? But if it does, we'll adjust. And I know Joe quite a bit. Obviously, we both trained with Jordan Palmer, and we've hung out quite a bit, and got a lot of respect for him and his game. And obviously, the adversity that he hit in year one with tearing his ACL and coming back and just really lighting the league on fire. So he's a special talent. He really is, and we're going to have our hands full. It's a defense, too, that is playing lights out. They got a linebacker over there that I know pretty well, Logan Wilson, who's one of the stud linebackers in the league. And I'm so happy for him and his success. And he's such a great dude, too. So it'll be fun to compete against him in real life instead of in practice back in Laramie.
Look, great dude, great former teammate. You might have to truck him, dude. You might just have to lower your shoulder to get to the sticks. You know it.
I think he's too big. He's too big for me to take on. I'll probably slide if I see him in the open field. So he's too big, too fast.
Tell him you'll slide now, but then in the moment you jump over him and see you later.
Big Brandt.
All right. We got to get Josh out of here, but first we have to talk movies because we have the first ever Josh Allen Film Festival double feature. This goes back a few weeks. If you're just watching this now, Josh has watched movies for months that he's never seen before that are important to me and to the world. Josh, let's start with the Kurt Russell Western named Tombstone. Did you watch, and your thoughts on this film?
I did, and I thought it was awesome. My favorite character was Doc Holliday.
Let's go!
Kilmer absolutely killed it. Obviously, you have to pay attention at the start of the film because it kind of explains why they're in Tombstone. It's obviously in Arizona, and he had been battling tuberculosis, and I really wasn't quite sure, and that's kind of an older disease. But that scene where he's supposed to go duel. What's his name?
Johnny Ringo.
Johnny Ringo, that's right.
Yeah.
When he's supposed to go duel, when Kurt Russell's supposed to go duel Johnny Ringo, and all of a sudden Doc shows up, and he was basically lying. He's like, I wasn't. Maybe I didn't feel as bad as I was leading on, and he freaking takes care of business. And obviously they hunt down all the cowboys. And at the end, again, it's such a good love story too with Kurt Russell and the actress there.
Oh yeah.
It was. I really, really enjoyed it. Obviously, it's an older Western movie, and some of the theatrics and the the shootout scenes aren't as high quality as you'd want. But again, for when that movie was made, I think it was pretty awesome. I'm giving it a B+.
B+, we'll take it. And you learn the origin. I'm sure you've heard it before. I'm your Huckleberry. That's where that comes from. Yes,
and tell him I'm coming and I'm bringing hell with me. That was such a good quote, too.
You tell him the law is coming. Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
You have that. You do these great videos sometimes on Insta. That is a great clip to use, for when the playoffs start, and you tell them I'm coming. That one could absolutely kill. But we have a double feature. Our buddy Liam, who was in here with us last week, coolest little kid ever, like a champion in a million senses. He wanted you to watch Avatar, and the original, not the one that just came out, the OG original Avatar, which you had never seen. Liam and everybody wants to know, did you watch it, and what do you think?
I did. I absolutely loved it. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Obviously, a super long movie, but the plot of it, obviously the picture, the sound, it's such a. And I'm so happy that I watched it now, so I can watch the second one. But them destroying the big tree, and now all of a sudden, everybody's got to leave, and he goes back in the Avatar suit and joins their side. It made me want to be a part of them too, and you got the little hair connector, which I didn't realize what that was, and it took me. Obviously, I hadn't watched it. This is an old movie, but one of my best friends had been telling me to watch this movie for so long, and I finally watched it to get to talk about it, but. Like it was awesome. It was an A+. Like I freaking loved it. I can't wait to watch the second one. I know it's out right now.
Wow.
It was pretty sweet.
Oh my God, that's great. Liam's gonna be thrilled to hear that. Josh wants one of those sweet hair connector things. Liam, great job, man. You got an A+. That's perfect. All right, we got to go, but I got to assign you the movie.
We got to drop.
What do you got?
Before we get rid of Avatar, when he drops on the big freaking dragon like that was pretty badass. When he's got to show his worth and try to get back in the gang. That was awesome.
When he tames that giant orange one, he's like, no, this is my ride. And then he's like the leader of the tribe. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And then at the end, like obviously like the whole connected to like the roots, and it was like a connected, like a single connected organism where they can, talk to the trees and talk to ancestors and stuff like that. But then his body transformed into the Avatar. Like it was just extremely well done. I'm excited for the second one.
See, I'm so glad to hear it. And now I changed my mind. I feel like when you start the playoffs, your video should be like you mounting that giant orange thing with your teammates. And like, now we're going to run. You guys are blue too. So like, it kind of works too.
Kind of works.
All right.
Kind of works.
I'm going to give you my favorite movie of all time. Have you ever seen 1999's Boogie Nights starring Mark Wahlberg?
No, I have not. Mark.
Josh, we're breaking the rules. Yes, it's Marky Mark. This did not come out before you were born, but it's my favorite movie ever. It's about the pornography industry in the 1970s in LA. I'm telling you, it is a game changer, and I'm taking a risk. I don't know if it's going to land for you, but it's so much going on, and there's so many great. Your boy John C. Reilly from Step Brothers is in it. He plays an adult film star. You're going to love it.
All right, I'm in.
Okay. Josh Allen will watch Boogie Nights. He will play the Bengals. He loves Tombstone, and maybe this movie that you're starring in will also end in Arizona in February, and you can accomplish all your goals, buddy. I'm hoping for you, and we'll see you next week, man.
Sounds good. Thank you, Cal. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
See you, Josh. Good luck, man. Happy New Year.
See ya.